What is up YouTube? It is me Scabsy and I have another episode of Weekly Wi-Fi for you. So today I have this very random battle. It's not special or anything, not a sweep or anything like that. It's just a random battle that I had on my DS. The problem is I don't get a lot of good battles because anytime the opponent is losing they decide to disconnect, so that's not very fun. But this is a battle I have on my DS. I'm gonna upload some losses, but today's another win. There was a very epic loss I had. It was this amazing baton pass team that I just for some reason could not beat. But today is just a random battle that is random. One quick thing before I start, I have a new template with a new design, so tell me what you think about it. Doesn't have the sets on the side, but it has the opponent's team. But all the sets will be in the description as usual, so let's just get straight into it, and I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so we're on the team preview now, and as you see, there's once again a lot of legendary Pokemon on the opponent's team, but I have the same team as last time. I'm hoping to change it very soon. I'm trying to work out new Pokemon, but I haven't had the time to make any yet. But she has, or Maddie has, Cobalion, Yveltal, Groudon, Mewtwo, Rayquaza, and Giratina, and I have my same team as usual, which you can find the sets in the description, like I said just a few seconds ago. Once again, there's not much to say. I'm just going to get straight into it, and yeah. So, Maddie is issuing a challenge now. Today, I don't know if I'm going to be talking about the battle as much as I did last one, or a little less since you can see the battle, but first of all, this is the new template. I hope you like it. I tried to go for a lot more simple, but it turned out like this. And also, this battle does involve a lot of hacks, as you can see by first time I get the flinch. But I'm just going to leave the battle run for a few seconds. The template, I like it, the look of it a lot better. And it's a lot more convenient to see what's left in the battle, but it's a pain to do because you have to fade out all the Pokemon and all that kind of crap. But I prefer it a lot more. Tell me what you think. And yeah, so the first 2-3 turns was just me going straight out for the Dark Pulse. I'm not going to try and do all this fancy stuff, but then he went out into his Groudon. Now Groudon for me is really hard to counter because my special defensive wall is weak to fire, and my physically defensive wall is weak to grass, and Groudon gets access to both of those types very easily, and it's sun boosted and all that kind of stuff. So first of all, when I went straight out into my Quagsire, I just used Recover to scout, but then he went into his Mewtwo. I wasn't sure if it was X or Y, but it was X in this case. And so I went out into my Wormadam-Trash, which is it was by far my Mewtwo counter. Mewtwo can barely do anything to Wormadam, especially X if it's a special set, because it still only has 130 special attack, I'm pretty sure. So a special Mewtwo X is really easy for my Wormadam to counter, unless it's got a fire type move obviously. Now here when I went for Toxic, I really should have gone for Infestation because I know this Mewtwo cannot do anything to me. So if I had have locked his Mewtwo, her Mewtwo in right away, then I would have been able to whittle it down with Toxic Infestation so easy. But instead I decided to go for the Toxic, which means that she's going to switch out her Mewtwo, not allowing me to trap it. Which isn't a good thing, obviously, if I'm trying to slowly whittle down her Pokemon. Sorry, it's just extra in my brain that it's a... Never mind. So she goes out into Groudon as I use Infestation, and the sun goes up, but I decide it's always good if I have Infestation or Toxic, just to go for the Protect, because they can't hit me and I'll get that one extra turn of damage. But this also helps for me scouting for what moves she's going to use. So I use Protect, and it turns out she does end up going for the Solar Beam, which is really good because I was just about to switch into my Quagsire. However, then this leads me to having a predicament where she's got Fire and Grass and Ground moves, which none of my Pokemon can really take. But I knew she wouldn't be going for a Ground move because she's got super effective against the 2 Pokemon that I would have switching into this thing. So I went straight out into my Delphox. And when you look at this damage, it's 110 base power in the sun, and it takes like 0 damage at all. I know it's resisted and Delphox has high special defense, but it was just really strong. I don't know why it took it that well. So that was a really stupid play of me going for Wish. I decided I want to heal up my Rotom because I know Rotom will be very important in this battle. But looking at how much HP his Groudon has, her Groudon had, a Sun boosted Flamethrower probably would have done enough. Oh, pardon me. Probably would have done enough. But instead I passed the Wish off to my Rotom, which is kind of a dumb play. I kind of just wasted my Delphox, but I can come back from that because Delphox wasn't going to be doing much in that battle anyway. So my Rotom gets pretty much, does get full health, and this Mewtwo's back in, and I think I can't remember what I was locked into, I just looked away for 2 seconds. But I decided to switch out because I know Wormadam is the best switch into this Mewtwo. Now, as you can see, she goes for the Psystrike, and that does do quite a lot of damage considering I'm resistant, but I am specially defensive and not physically defensive, which is why that did a lot more damage than it would have. So now I decide I'm going to go for Infestation again, and she goes straight out into her Rayquaza. I'm scared this Rayquaza is going to have V-Create. I don't know why, but there was this one battle I had, and my opponent had V-Create on their Rayquaza. I don't actually know if it gets V-Create now. I didn't check, I should, but I couldn't be bothered. But, yeah, so I don't know if that was a hacked Pokemon or whatever, but, yeah. So I protected, just scouting, because you don't get the anticipation when you are already in the battle, which kind of annoys me. It would be a lot easier if you got anticipation when the Pokemon switched in, but that would obviously be too strong because then you could just switch out. So she goes for Fly when I use Protect, and that always gets me for some reason, always gets me. But I know that I will live a Fly and I'll be able to get off a Toxic, but that Fly did way too much damage. I know Rayquaza is really strong and all, but that Fly was just way too good. So I decide now, well, I'm going to go for Protect, because if she goes for Fly again, then I can easily just switch out into my Quagsire, and if she doesn't, then I get more leftovers, and she gets 2 turns of health loss or whatever. So she does decide to go for the Outrage, which kind of confuses me. Maybe she just didn't want to do the 2-turn thing, which kind of makes sense actually. But I protected, I got my health back. She lost 2 turns of, well, technically, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but she lost some health. Then I decided I can't take another attack, so I went out into my Quagsire. When thinking about it though, I probably would have taken an Outrage, and a Fly was kind of obvious considering it did so much damage the first time, but nonetheless, I'm in Rayquaza, I'm in Quagsire now, and I'm basically just taking damage constantly. I haven't done much damage to her team at all, but her Rayquaza does go down to the Rocky Helmet. Doing this Stockpile was actually really stupid. I should have just gone for Recover, since I know that her other Pokemon can easily do stuff to my Quagsire. And then Giratina comes in reminding me that I can do absolutely nothing to it because it's got Power Up Punch and Earthquake, and Giratina is immune to both of those, so yeah. Now she goes for the Shadow Force, which goes through Protect, but it is a double turn move, but it does go through Protect, which means it will always hit. Allowing me to go back out into my Quagsire. Unfortunately, Rocky Helmet doesn't take it out, but she's going to use an Aura Sphere and take me out anyway. That doesn't really matter, because then I can go into my Scarfed Rotom and then just Volt Switch and get some momentum anyway, so it's not a big deal. So I just kind of told you what happened. And I decided to go into Crawdaunt because looking at the rest of her team, she has her Groudon and her Yveltal, which can easily be taken out by Crawdaunt with one boost, because I'll outspeed the Yveltal and I'll kill the Groudon obviously because of the water. So as this Yveltal comes out, I decide I'm going to go straight for the Dragon Dance because I don't really lose anything in doing so. This is back before I changed the set when I had the Sitrus Berry. Now I have the Life Orb because the Life Orb is a lot more convenient and I can go for Aqua Jets that are a lot stronger. But As you can see, that Sitrus berry, or as you will see, that Sitrus berry is kind of useless because eventually I'll get taken out anyway, and that health doesn't really matter. But I do outspeed the Yveltal, oh my goodness, I can't remember I know how to pronounce it, I don't know what I'm saying. But I do take out the Yveltal because I outspeed it. Luckily I didn't miss the Crabhammer. But now she goes into Groudon, and when she sets up the sun, I'm afraid that an Aqua Jet won't kill. So I decide just to go straight for the Crabhammer. And then she goes into Crawdaunt, and I know Crawdaunt will be able to outspeed me, just the base speed is a lot higher. And with the sun up, this isn't going to do as much as it would, but it kind of just negates the adaptability boost, I guess. And going for that close combat is easily going to take me out. But she does lose her defense, which I thought was a perfect opportunity to go straight into Rotom and go for an Air Slash. If she stays in, it'll most likely take her out. If she goes into Mewtwo, then it's a fighting type anyway, so Air Slash is basically going to win me the battle. So Mewtwo's going to get taken out straight away, like I said before, it's not going to matter that I didn't trap her Mewtwo first. It was just going to speed up the battle, or maybe slow it down, I don't know. But either way, I took her Mewtwo out with the Air Slash, and I'm taking her Crawdaunt out with the Air Slash. And that's good game. That's I don't have the sidebar updated on my screen, but you can see how much I won by. But yeah, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, it wasn't a very special battle. It was just kind of a random battle that I had on my DS. But tell me what you think of the new template, and if you prefer to see what Pokemon are left in the battle and the opponent's Pokemon as well, or would you prefer to see my Pokemon sets on the side like it used to be? I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. That'd be great. That's pretty much it. If you have any Pokemon you would like me to use, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to try them out. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching.